Today, we'll be discussing motivation across cultures. Topics discussed in this presentation will be researched by Group 5. Julia, Dallas, Marissa, and Charles. Workplace motivation is one of the most important elements that an organization has to drive productivity. Understanding what motivates different employees can have many benefits. Motivators can differ for each individual. We are here to help guide and give a better understanding of what these motivators look like and some challenges you may run across along the way. Once we find the ways to motivate our teams, we can see several benefits. A motivated team can lead to both productivity increases and overall job satisfaction for the employees. This can also help to maximize each employee's potential by encouraging them to be creative and engage more in the problem solving. When employees are motivated, they tend to take ownership of their tasks and responsibilities, leading to improved accountability and better teamwork. Furthermore, a motivated workforce is more than likely to exhibit higher levels of commitment to the organization, reducing employee turnover, and creating a positive work culture. As we go through this presentation, we'll be going over several things. Our plan is to be able to examine why motivation is important in the workplace and how these differs between cultures. We'll be going over several theories, including hierarchy of needs, two-factor theory, and achievement motivation theory. We will discuss several key definitions, going over a comparison of millennials versus Gen Z, and help to understand the nature of motivation. Lastly, we'll have a challenge for you. Today, we'll have a chance to test your knowledge in a fun game of Kahoot! Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a model for understanding the motivations for human behavior. It maps different motivators onto a pyramid, with each level representing a different human need. Maslow's argument is that the most basic needs must be met before people can move up to more advanced needs. Looking at the psychological needs, we can see that these are the most basic needs for survival. Food, water, clothing, sleep, shelter are the first things you will look at in terms of needs. Maslow stated that the drive to satisfy these needs are greater than any other type of need. Moving up the pyramid, we can see safety is next on the tier. Organizations typically help individuals satisfy these needs. Employment, resources, health, and the morality of the family all fall under this tier. Social needs, love and belonging, are generally satisfied through social interactions or within the work groups. Esteem is met by achieving power over status with the organization. As the individual gains status or power, they'll become more confident in their abilities. This can also be achieved if others respect their work ethic. Lastly, self-assertion is achieved when an individual is able to master their environment or setting. When an individual is able to problem solve, be creative, and truly reach their potential. We can see that the importance of Maslow's hierarchy of needs when we break down each tier. Continually climbing the tier can allow an individual to succeed and also help an organization progress and reach new levels of success as well. Theory argues that there are separate sets of multiple exclusive factors in the workplace that can either cause job satisfaction or dissatisfaction. Herzenberg's theory has become one of the most used theoretical groundworks in job satisfaction research. Herzenberg would ask two questions. When did you feel particularly good about your job? When did you feel especially bad about your job? Take a moment to reflect on what comes to mind when you hear these two questions. What made you feel good or what made you feel bad about your job? When you thought of things like achievements, growth, and recognition, you probably relate that to the good times. Now, when you go through and think of all the bad things that could have happened, from the working conditions to your salary or job security, those will fall under the negative feeling towards your job. When asking these two questions, motivators were psychologically and related closely to the Maslow's pyramid of upper level needs. As for hygiene factors, they were environmentally and were closely related to Maslow's lower level needs. When looking at the importance of Heisenberg's two-factor theory, we can understand that employee performance has a direct link with Heisenberg's hygiene factors. If employers can ensure that these factors are met, we will decrease the chances of employee dissatisfaction. Motivation theory aims at predicting and explaining why individuals seek achievement, power, and affiliation. High needs for achievement are common in places like America because people seek individual success. In the land of opportunity, entrepreneurship is highly encouraged. Without the risk takers, America would not be what it is today. This differs from when looking outside the United States, in China, East European countries, and Russia. Cultural values do not line up the same. In places like these, the value of the organization is the team. McClellan identifies some characteristics profiles of high achievers. He mentions that these kinds of people like to take responsibility for finding ways to solve problems, and they want to achieve success by hard work and not by chance. These people also are the monitored side of risk taking, not too high or low. In the situation that taking a high risk is necessary, they will gather as much information as possible to lower the risks down to a moderate risk. High achievers want feedback on how well they performed. They will then take the feedback to adjust and aim for better results in the future. One thing human resources needs to be aware of is that high achievers tend to be loners and not very good with teamwork. High achievers also tend to not show much empathy towards others due to being mission oriented. This can cause occasional issues with them managing individuals. Global workforce, millennials and Gen Z are the high percentage of workers, but with being raised in two different complete eras, are needing to create new strategies to engage all of their younger workers. Understanding what they value is important. Millennials seek to have a purpose in their workplace. A purpose can positively impact both individual employees and the organizations. Employees who feel a sense of purpose are more than likely to be happier and more productive, committed, and have higher job satisfaction and overall performance. Millennials also value career development from their organizations. Career development offers support from their company to help the growth of individuals, movement within the organization, which includes mentoring, skill development, and networking. On the other hand, Gen Z values financial security and offering suitable pay that covers basic needs, going back to the pyramid of food, shelter, clothing, healthcare, and financial setbacks without risk to a person's well-being is very important. Also, younger individuals are motivated by rewarding experiences like guest speakers, seminars, and motivational presentations. Although they both have similar values, like honestly, from their bosses and constructive feedback, the two key differences are that millennials have a more team approach when receiving in groups, while Gen Z enjoys individual recognition. To go over key definitions you must understand. A psychological process through which unsatisfied wants or needs lead to drives that are aimed at goals or incentives. Motivation is the reason for which humans and other animals initiate, continue, or terminate a behavior at a given time. There is a basic motivation process, and it is a three-step process. The first step is unsatisfied needs. Second is drive towards goal to satisfy those needs. And third is attachment of goal, attainment of goal. Managers believe that they are able to motivate their overseas employees the same way they motivate their employees in the home country. So the question being asked is, are these differences highly significant, or can an overall theory of work motivation apply throughout the world? According to these two starting assumptions, there are differences throughout the world when it comes to motivators. In other words, they are saying that work motivation is universal. All employees are focused on goals that hold more value than others, so they are motivated to complete those first. The book discusses examples about motivation goals in the US. It's money. For Japanese employees, it's respect and power. For Latin Americans, it's multiple factors: family, respect, job status, and a good personal life. In the US, not only is the money a motivator, but for us, but also a job promotion at a higher level, which leads to success. Assumption and content and progress in is the second assumption, and in saying that the working motivation theories can be broken into two categories, which we'll be going over later: content theory and progress theory. Motivation can be universal, but there are factors of motivators that make the progress different. An individual experiences fulfillment through carrying out a activity itself and helping others. Intrinsic motivation examples include playing sports because you enjoy how they make you feel, staying longer at work because you believe in the work, investing money because you want to become financially independent. Extrinsic senses that the external environment and results of the activity in the form of competition and compensation or incentive plans are of greater importance. Extrinsic motivation examples are going to work because you want to earn money, studying because you want to get a good grade, going to the store because you benefit from their loyalty program. In this slide, it breaks down the motivation theories into whether they are content theory or progress theory. The definition of content theory is explain work motivations in terms of what arouses, energizes, or initiates employment behavior. This theory is the one that has been researched the most. Because it has been researched more, they have come to find that this theory examines motivation in more of a general sense and are used in order to make a better outline of motivation in different countries and regions. This theory breaks down exactly what motivates the employee to reach their goals. Some of the theories go into details on the emotional or mental needs of an employee when they are motivated to reach a goal in an individual or group setting. The definition of the progress theories of motivation is explain work motivation by how employee behavior is initiated, redirected, and halted. In this theory, individuals' behavior is focused on more progress theories, focus more on the individual as an individual, an employee as an individual. In each theory, it is focused on how an individual is motivated, depending on how they perceive that they are treated, how they set their goals, and how a person is motivated by their beliefs. Business incentive in the workplace is a reward or motivation provided by the employer to encourage and motivate employees to perform at a higher level, achieve specific goals, and exhibit desired behaviors. Incentives are designed to align employees' interests and efforts with the objective of the company is more productive and successful work environment. These incentives can take various forms and are often used to recognize and reward exceptional performance, boost employee morale, and retain top talent. Work environments in different countries use different incentives to motivate their workers. Did you know? In some countries, certain gifts and acknowledgments are considered disrespectful. A strong motivator in Australia is the Employee of the Month program to recognize workers for their hard work. This seems normal, but to Chinese employers, this display of affection would be demotivating and embarrassing. In the book, they discuss about a international company that wanted to give all their employees worldwide customized watches. When this story was told to a Taiwanese individual, they explained how in their culture and Chinese culture, timepieces symbolize death. This is why learning cultural motivation is important to understand what business incentives will improve the motivation in the workplace. In the business world, cultural differences are of utmost importance for several compelling reasons. First and foremost, as companies expand their operations globally, they encounter diverse markets with distinctive cultural norms and preferences. Understanding and respecting these cultural differences are crucial for successful navigation international internationally business landscapes, building rapport with customers, and tailoring products or services to meet local demands. Moreover, cultural sensitivity plays a pivotal role in foregoing strong business relationships with international partners, clients, and employees, fostering mutual trust and corporatization. Embracing cultural diversity within a company also promotes creativity and innovation as diverse teams bring a wide array of perspectives and ideas to the table. Attached is a link that will bring you a fun game that we would like for you to try out. This game will test your knowledge on what we went over today.